Yep, the absolutely fantastic Alexander Isak with the second goal after Darren Byrne put the Mags in front, sending Wembley into a frenzy. Magical stuff. Now joining us now for a historic win, the former club Newcastle defender Warren Barton is with us. Warren, a very good morning, mate. How are you?
Morning, Warren.
Morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Warren, we're in top form, mate. Top form. Thanks for joining us. And I have to paint the picture as I look at you, draped in the Toon Army scarves, mate. Quite right. I take it you've a bit of celebrating been done.
Oh yes, it all started on Saturday in Covent Garden. Just a magical time. I know you spoke to Alan beforehand, Alan Shearer.
Yeah.
About the 70 years, about the wait. I'd been there 3 times and failed, but just all the emotions were coming out. Bobby Moncur was next to me. He was crying.
Was he
Alan
really?
was jumping up and down. We're just so pleased for everybody. Not, obviously for the players as well, which is a great emotion, but Eddie Howe has done a wonderful job. And just them fans, they are the best in the world, in my opinion. They've stuck through the club through thick and thin, and the good times are back. And it was just a lot of emotion. There was people crying, there was people cheering, there was obviously a lot of drinking being done. And they're still doing it now, and they deserve it. But, what a job Eddie Howe has done.
Yeah, and Warren, look, it's an emotional day, as you say, for everybody, but a deserved win, a good performance.
Yeah.
The team played really well, didn't they?
Yeah, Andy, I mean, you've played up there, both of you, and you know what the area's like. And I think from start to finish, everybody had to play well, and everybody was on their game. I thought Trippier was brilliant.
Yeah.
Really fit in at Big Dan Burns. What a week he's had.
Cool.
Yeah.
Maybe... Ali, maybe he should go in that competition. He might
win that.
Win that. He won't have to put multiple posts in.
By the way, Warren, I wouldn't rule out having a sing-song with all at the gig, the way things are going.
But just a good performance. Again, tactically, when you think Gordon's out, Howe has been excellent at left-back, and he's been able to work things around and bring people in like Harvey Barnes, who's not really been a mainstay in the team, but make him feel part of the team and go out there and perform. And from start to finish, it could have been 3-0. I think 2-1 flattered them. They didn't deserve a goal. They was maybe the Tuesday night, and I would say that me and Alan was talking about that, Alan Shearer.
Yeah.
The energy of the Champions League, PSG, the emotion of going out. And the longer the game went on, the stronger we got. And obviously, as I said, 3-0, it could have been quite easily 3-0. And 2-1 flattered them. But, we would have took 1-0 and a boring one, but we played really well. And we haven't done that at Wembley. I went there in 98, Arsenal.
Yep.
Didn't show up. Man United, Chelsea the year after, and we come out well short. But they went out there. So proud of them. So proud of the people. So proud of the club and the ownership as well.
You touched on it, Warren, with Eddie. I mentioned, I don't know if you were listening just beforehand there, I mentioned to Andy, I think the game yesterday, any neutral watching that game is wanting Eddie Howe and Newcastle to win that game. Obviously, and I have to say, and I'll ask you about it as well, I thought the Newcastle players and management after the game handled it superbly, as they should, but I thought they were brilliant the way they handled it. But any neutrals watching that game, Eddie Howe as well, how happy are we for Eddie, Warren?
Yeah, so happy. He comes in, he's articulate. I think I spoke to you, Ali, when he first took over, and what really stood out to me, and when you say about understanding the club like Kevin Keegan and Sir Bobby Robson, he went into work early the first day at 6:30, turns up, does his training session, meets all the staff, says hello to everybody. At 11 o'clock at night, he's leaving to go back to the hotel. As there always is, there's some fans hanging around outside. They've been there all day, the fans.
Yeah.
He could have quite easily made out he was on his phone or he's fallen asleep. He stopped, got out of his car, signed the autographs, had pictures with them, and got back on. And from that day, he got the club. He got what it meant about the fans, the city and the people. Tactically, what he did against Arsenal in the semi-final when he changed it around a little bit. And he's just a very, very nice fella. And what I loved as well, when he did leave Bournemouth, he went out and educated himself. He didn't just sit on his backside and do nothing and wait for the phone to call. He went out, he got better licences, he went and watched people train. So can't speak highly enough of him. We're lucky to have him. He's lucky to have the job, as he's always said, because it's the best job in the world, in my opinion. But what a coach, what a person, the way he handles himself. And Ali, like you said, it comes from him. The way he conducts himself is the same as what the players do, Andy. So, from my point of view, he's top drawer.
Can this be the catalyst now, Warren, to genuinely push forward and become a team that can challenge for the Premier League, regular top 4 team?
Yeah, I think the owners was there. He enjoyed himself with the trophy as well. There was a lot of celebrations afterwards going along. And like anybody, when Mourinho did it at Chelsea, they win the cup. when obviously Pep went to Man City to go and win the cup, and then it builds on. I said to everybody, we ain't going to wait 70 years again. I'm not saying it's going to happen every single season, but I think we'll be competing. We're going to be trying to win trophies, and that's the fans have always. That's what they wanted, just to compete, just to see that we're there competing for stuff. But I agree with you, Andy. I think it will. There's going to be more to come, bigger and better things coming along. New stadium potentially coming along, which will give people 65,000 people to go and watch the game. So we're on the up. It's been a long time, gentlemen, but we're going to milk it. We're going to enjoy it, and we're going to embrace it.
So you should want to listen to it on the up. I'm looking at the league here. Game in hand. You win your game in hand. You go fourth. Now, what a season that would be, would it not? If you manage to finish Champions League positions and a trophy, and that's got to be the target, surely now.
Yeah, definitely, Ali, because they've always said, if you can win a trophy and get into Europe. Now, whether that's obviously the Champions League is where everybody wants to be, but even if it was, European football in some form, but you're right, you've got momentum now. The game against West Ham give us a away from home, keeping a clean sheet, getting the result, good build to go into the cup final. You win that, you're on cloud nine now, and everybody will be looking forward to the game. And there's no reason why they can't get that. Chelsea been a bit inconsistent. Depending on how Liverpool have won it, they might slip up a little bit at the moment, but they're fine. And then you're in and around everybody else, so why not? We've got momentum. There's 10 games to go or whatever it is, 11 games to go. So you've got a great chance of being in there. So fingers crossed, we keep going. But we don't want to be greedy. We'll take one step.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Warren, what does the rest of the day hold for yourself, mate? I mean, I don't know. I might be totally wrong, but I'm surmising you're not heading straight off to the gym at 6:45 this morning.
Well, I'm good. I was a good boy last night, Ali. Got in at 9 o'clock. I savoured it. The moment. Yeah, and then I'm going to have a walk around London, and then I'm flying back to sunny California. Back to my homeland over there. So I've got a flight at noon. I'll be over there, and I'll be watching it from afar. But it was a magical 3 or 4 days. It doesn't come any better. And I've really enjoyed watching everybody celebrate, which is sometimes maybe that's a sign of getting old, gentlemen. Maybe that's a sign of getting old.
Brilliant though, isn't it? Great stuff.
Fantastic. Well, enjoy your day and have a safe flight back home, mate. And thanks again for taking the time to talk to us this morning, mate. Wonderful.
No. Pleasure, gentlemen. Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Take care, mate. Thanks very much. Now, Newcastle fans, is your day. Let us know what's happening. Go on the phone lines and tell us exactly what you've got planned, how you're feeling. Are you still out in the town? Have you pulled a sickie to get off work? Your secret is safe with us. 03717 223344.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.